Okay. So, my yard is currently littered with dash parts between 3rd gen and 4th gen. There's a lot more pieces for 3rd gen than there is for 4th gen. So, let me get into it with you on how to replace and swap your 4th gen dash and your 3rd gen RAM. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do with this dash swap is you're going to want to grab your pedestal, but you got to swap your pedestal. So that's currently for the 4th gen. This is from my truck. So we got to swap it out. And what you're going to need is you're going to need a 10 mil wrench, or in my case, a fucking ratchet. And you want to just swap these over. And it should, in theory, bolt right up. Like I said, I'm more or less just documenting this because every video that I've seen with these 4th gen swaps, they're not descriptive. They're saying, yeah, you can do it, everything bolts right up, essentially, blah blah blah, but they're not explaining their experience over it. And if they do, it's not going into huge depth with it, which I don't like, because when I want to do something to my truck, I see if I can't find videos on it. Like, prime example, we're in the middle of also doing a 6-7 swap as well. You can't really tell by the blocks right there. So you just want to loosen up on these. These ones, the second one's going to be a little harder, obviously, because you're going to have your weight of this going down on your, bearing down on your fucking bolt. But just keep racking on or wrenching on it until it pops out like it's probably about to do now. Or maybe I'm just fucking retarded. There we go. Go and pop that out. Yard throw that over yonder. And then we're going to take our new one and make sure I put it on fucking right. Yeah, because that goes to the thing. So, I'm sorry, thinking myself out loud here. Just going to grab this, put that on. Bolt holes line right up. See, one bolt hole there, another one there, so they both line up. So I'm going to set you guys down, and I'm going to get wrenching on this thing real quick, just to get it done and over with, and then come right back to you. Rude. Anyways, so as you can tell, we got our 3G bolts, or 3G pedestal mounted to our 4th gen fucking frame. This is from the 4th gen, because this here is just a big wide fucking foot pedal, or brake pedal rather. So we'll just set that right here. Here's the dash. It's going to be pretty good. Like I said, I got this out of a 2012 4th gen. It was a 1500. I think it was a 1500 Sport or something like that. And then here is the radio bezel that I had bought off eBay. If you're going to pick apart or pick and pull, more than likely these will be a hot commodity, and these will almost never be in stock. So I had to get that off eBay, and that was about 300 some odd bucks Canadian, which was like, I don't know, 10 cents American. But yeah, so got all of that. So we got our radio bezel. We don't mind the fucking cup holders that's from that, which will be going back into the truck as well. And then we have our upper and lower glove box, our fucking kick panel for underneath the dash, and then we have our fucking gauge cluster shrouding as well. So talking to a couple of guys on a couple forums or Facebook groups, I would say, while I trip over shit, they say the hardest part about this swap is the is actually trimming out this area so the dash cluster or the gauge cluster from the 3rd gen fits it. So we'll deal with that as we get to it, or when we get to it. But for now, we're gonna worry about getting this into that. So let's get after it. Do this the right way first time. So when you do this, you're gonna wanna put your bumper right in the way so it's extra hard to put in. Oh, Jesus, I don't get caught on everything. They don't. I think that's a good enough shot. Yeah, it doesn't look much different, but whatever. Definitely not level, but it's fine. Okay. Okay, so when you're putting this in, also be very mindful that your hydro boost and if you're like me and you have a manual bolt action fucking rig, like whatever, you want to make sure that you don't accidentally push them out and then they fall off into the engine bay, because then that's a whole other fucking mess in itself that you got to deal with, and it's just not fun. So let's not and say we did. So with that being said, we're gonna get in here. The guy's gonna get in on this and try to scooch everything over a little bit, like so. And before we get all hot and horny, we're gonna try to take this harness and try to slide it over top of our pedestal like it was in the 3rd gen. And of course, I am too tall for this shit. Okay. Alright. And that's how you swap a 4th gen dash frame into a 3rd gen truck. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you for next videos. Kidding. Ah! Maybe I should have put that pedestal on after I got the fucking dash frame. Oh well, this is why I'm doing it, so you guys are learning, so you don't have to do it if you're gonna do this type of shit on your truck as well. What did I do with that 10 mil fucking wrench? Or wrench. Fucking holy fuck, where's that about as useful as tits on a door right now? Let's do that. So we're gonna take this thing off because it's getting in the way of things. We don't want that. So take our 10 mil. Make sure to not fucking lose it. No, we don't want that. We want that. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so now that we got our bolts out, we're gonna try this again. What we're also gonna do is we're also going to identify which ones are the mounting bolts for the sides, because you'll have so you'll have 6 bolts. 6 bolts. There should be 13 mil, and there'll be 6, 3 on each side of the cab, and then you'll have one 10 mil that goes into the part of the cab right underneath where the fucking windshield is. So I probably should have kept better track of where I put them, but I know they're in here somewhere. Just a matter of finding them and figuring out which one is which and everything else like that. And yeah. That's not it. That's not it. I think these are. Yeah, okay. So now that I know what they look like, I need big fucking washers and shit. Okay, so those 3 will stay there. 3 over here somewhere. In amongst the shit. Oh, we got 1. We got 2. I'm just missing 1 more. Oh, you know, this one only had 2 on this side. Ha! So in my case, I only have 2, but you might have 3. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so we're gonna take this. Where is that bolt up? Is that right up to there? Maybe? Is that okay, so that goes in there. And then we'll put the 1 nut in. So yeah, so I got the 1 nut started on the driver's side, and I'm gonna now go over to the passenger side and get that sorted out. Okay, pull up your wiring harness so it's not in the fucking way, like what I'm doing right now. Hindsight 2020, I should have done this earlier, but of course, I'm not thinking. It's fine. You don't need to worry about a harness anyway. And then we're just gonna set the factory amplifier back up there. We're gonna try to move all this shit up there as well, kinda. So at least it's kinda sorted out the way. More or less, try to anyway. Just like that, we're fucking in. Woo! That's exciting, huh? Put that in there, start that. Where else did we start? And these 2 as well. Again, reminder, these are your 13 mil mounting bolts. And I originally said, I know I said 6 initially, but I think there might only be 5. Let me check something real quick. Alright, so like I said, you got your 3 bolts on this side, you got 2 in the passenger side, and you got your 2, hold on, let me see if I can do this right. So then you got your 2 10 mil bolts, which is right there and there, and then you got all your bolts in the back. So you'll have 4 for the hydro boost. And if you have a manual truck, you'll have 2 for the master cylinder, and 15 mil socket is what will work for that. So I'm going to find my 15 mil socket and all the extensions, and we're going to get on that. So then, yeah, we're just going to tighten these to the good old German spec of Guten tight, and we'll get after it. Okay, so after using all of our strength and not much for mind, we got it sorted. I realized when I had put the pedestal, the pedestal, say that 3 times fast. Pedestal. No, I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, so after we put that in, I realized that my pedals were slightly fucked up, and they were kind of getting in the way of the fucking steering column. So it took a little longer than anticipated, but we're at the point where we can now almost start putting shit together. That's the fucking the gym date. Anyways, so yeah, so we're at the point now, just trying to think. I gotta put the gas pedal back on, which is fuck all. It's 1 bolt and a nut. I won't worry about that right now. I think so long as we route our wires to where they have to go, like prime example, our stereo wire, put that in a spot where it's easily accessible. This shit, which I now realize is kind of sort of fucked. Oh, damn. Okay, we're gonna fix on that real quick. Okay, so fucked up again a little bit. There was part of the wiring harness that wasn't where it was supposed to be, and it actually got caught underneath the fucking dash frame. So I had to take all the bolts off, including the ones under the pedestal, and was able to unplug it, pull the wire out, put it to where it's supposed to be, put everything back together. But I'm excited because now we get to put the new dash down and see how it fits. But I'm gonna light a cigarette first, and then I also need to hurry my ass up because I'm technically told the last I'd see her in about 10 minutes of time. But yeah, so we're gonna put it in. We're gonna put a couple bolts on and shit, and just so we can see what it looks like. Anyways, so let's fucking do this. Damn gear shifter's in the way. Never mind. There you go. Ugh. Okay, gonna grab a couple fucking bolts here. Grab 3 for the driver's side. 1, 2, 3, and our wrench. I remember I put that. Is it in my pocket? Probably not. Nope, that's fine. We're just gonna there. Remember, it's just a start. Should probably grab a couple more for the other side. That already looks so much better. Holy fuck, it's not even finished yet. Okay, so neighbor showed up and everything. Let me show you guys where we're at. So that's it. So I'll have to take it off, and I'll have to take the ductwork from the old 3rd gen for the defroster, because it's not sitting properly, as you can tell. But that's gonna be the gist of it, man. And another thing too, as I probably already heard when I was talking to the neighbors, but gonna have to go for a G56 fucking shift cane, because that won't work. But again, that looks fucking sweet. Anyways, I gotta fuck off, because I got shit I gotta do. I have made plans, and I need to keep up on those plans. So we will come back probably tomorrow, because it is Saturday right now. Yeah, so we'll come back tomorrow and we'll continue at it. So catch you guys in a minute. Alright, you guys, so it's the next day. We're back outside, back on the truck, and let me just show you so we can give you a recap where we left off. So we got the dash in mostly. I still have to, I think I'm just gonna take this out for the time being. There's this fucking ducting piece that goes to the windshield. It goes to the windshield there for defrost, and I feel like that's getting in the way. Because this is the summertime, or not summertime, but because it's springtime in Alberta. We're almost done April. We haven't had a whole lot more snow since, knock on fucking wood, that doesn't happen anymore. I'm not going to worry about them just now. That'll be more like a winter project, if anything. But I'm going to set you guys up somewhere, and I'm going to pull this dash off again, remove that piece, and hopefully we'll be good to go from there. So, but long story short, this 4th gen dash with the fucking dash frame, it bolts right up into your 3rd gen. So for those who want to do it, it's not impossible. There's just a fair amount of work involved. So if you can do it, or if you want to, fucking go for it. I hope this video gives someone inspiration to be as adventurous as I am, or as ambitious as I am, rather. But yeah, we're getting there, slowly but surely. So I'm gonna put you on the fucking tripod, and we'll get after it. for the 4th gen swap. So as we know, this is your radio bezel. If you end up using the old style like I have for from 4th gens, I believe it's from 2009 to 2012 or maybe 2013, where the radio bezels are something like this. The newer ones, obviously, the nicer, and they have the HVAC controls are separate per side of the vehicle, per driver and passenger. This one would be as well, but I can't use the factory controls from this gen of dash with my truck, so I have to resort to using the 3rd gen. So what we're gonna do is the plan is to cut this oval out a bit more, trim it out a bit more, so we can fit this. Now, you would think it's just as easy as just keep on all wallering it out until it fucking fits. But we want this to be clean as well. So what I'm gonna do, you can take option A if you just want to get it done, and if you're not, if you're in a rush kind of thing or whatever. But for me, because I want to take my time, so each thing here, so there's like a little clip. I managed to break 4 out of the 6 of them off because I tried to fix this one night, and my defrost button on this is now stuck. So while I'm in here, I'm gonna fix that as well. So what you have to do is, in my case, I only have 2, but you will probably have 6. Do your best to try not to break these off. I mean, if you do, it's not the end of the world, because I think you can get replacements of these like relatively cheap anyway. But you want to push in on them and kind of push out as well. Again, try not to fuck your shit up, but I'm gonna do that, and when this is done, we will move on to the next step. Okay, so quick note, when you go to take this off, you want to make sure you turn your fan level knob all the way to the right and then pull out. Same thing with your other knob there as well. And then don't forget to pull off, if you're like me and you have, if you're like me and you also have the dual climate control function, I guess is what they call it, you want to make sure that you pull those off as well, and you don't end up like me and have one fall underneath the couch or the table somewheres. So what we're going to do is we're going to trace around the lower or the most protruding part, and we're going to transfer that onto a piece of cardboard. So grab a writing utensil of your choice. Now you do have to remember, because it has that bend, you're going to have to roll this as you're tracing it. But slow and steady gets the spaghetti. So we're going to start on the left. Assuming this pin works, it does. Here we go. There we go. We're going to do this. And then just go all the way around and do that. I find are going to be the most difficult, so just be patient. Slow and steady gets the fucking spaghetti, and you'll fucking get after it. Just like that, we got it cut out. So then, as per, you put your template on top. You want to have it as level as you can and as even as possible. And then you can use a Sharpie, or if you're like me, you just use whatever you got lying around. I'm gonna try to use this pen again. See if I can't make anything work with that. See if there's anything on that. Kinda, sorta. You better have had a Sharpie, but I can't seem to find one. So I'm gonna find something else to mark this with, then we'll be right back. What's up, guys? So Anyways, so this clip is probably about a few weeks later. Life got on the way. I had a bunch of shit I had to do with work and a bunch of other stuff. But I figured I'd give you guys an update on what's going on with the interior of the truck. So as you can tell, I am back in the fucking seat. The interior is essentially put back together. There's a couple of small things I gotta do. So dash is in. We got our 3rd gen steering wheel. Haven't decided exactly what I'm gonna do with this just yet. Whether I upgrade to a 4th gen steering wheel or I do something completely aftermarket. But I'll get to that bridge when we get there. The dash, or not the dash, but the cluster isn't in yet. It's currently sitting right there. And just trying to figure out what I need to trim. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to trim on our fucking gauge here. Or gauge cluster, so it'll fit nice anyway. But everything else fucking fits right up. The only other thing I have to do is I need to get a vent for this side of the radio bezel and whatnot, and then I have to put in, you can't see it right, you might be able to see it or not, but let's see if I can't fucking zoom in on this for you. But right in there, there's a pocket, a little storage pocket, whatever, that goes in there. That's sitting in the house. I just haven't gotten around to putting it in yet. And aside from that, the only other things we got to do is we got to put our A-pillar fucking plastics back on. We do have to trim around this fucking corner here so the 3rd gen A-pillars will fit properly. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I will update this video as it goes. I'm dealing with other things right now with the truck, replacing a motor, so that's fun. I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna start making videos with that anyway, but I'll update this as I go on. But this is where the video is going to end for now. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, helps the guy out. If you have any questions on the swap, please feel free to put a question in the comment section, and I will do my best to answer your questions the best I can. With that being said, also, if you want to watch, I put more stuff on TikTok and Instagram, so if you want to follow me on TikTok, the handle is here, or here. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is up top here. It's the same thing, just slightly different because the internet's fucking weird. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and a phenomenal weekend. Alright, ciao.